Okay, I am in Mexico. I finally made it. I spent last night at the Toronto airport and they have a stupid design there now. And I couldn't sleep anywhere essentially. So, yeah, that's how I'm doing. My flight arrived in Mexico City at like just before noon. So I was really hungry. I got something to eat at the airport because I couldn't make it out into the city without getting some food first. I also stopped and got a SIM card for my phone so I can like have data and use maps and that kind of stuff to get around. Yeah. And I just got dropped off at the hostel, checked in, kind of like organizing all of my things because I'll be here for 3 nights. And yeah, the hostel's really cute. It's now 4 o'clock, so I think I'm gonna go out and wander this area a little bit. I'm in Centro. I also need to stop at like a pharmacy or drugstore or something to get like sunscreen and a little more toothpaste. I think I have like 3 days worth of toothpaste. So little things like that, and I might want to pull out some more cash. But yeah, I'm finally here. I don't think I'm gonna do anything exciting today, but just like wander the area a little bit. So let's go take a look at that. I enjoy digging into the history when visiting somewhere new, and Mexico City has a long history. There are tons of museums in Mexico City that could have helped me with this, but I'm glad I put Templo Mayor at the top of the list. It was a beautiful and well laid out museum. I'd say maybe half of the museum labels were translated, the rest were only in Spanish. So I spent quite a bit of time trying to read through the info with the very little Spanish I know. I was at the museum for about 4 hours and was basically done with sightseeing for the day after this. So I have checked out of my original hostel and I've moved over into the hostel that I'll be meeting G Adventures at, dropped my bags off, and now I am at the Palacio de Bellas Artes. It's kind of hard to get in because they have these barricades up, but I am going to attempt to see if I can get tickets to the ballet for next week because I will be coming back to Mexico City after my tour. So hopefully you can hear me. Mexico City is very loud. So my ballet buying quest was successful. I got it for next week. And the one thing is that I wanted to go to the bank this morning to pick up some more cash. Just a little bit to have while I'm traveling because I don't know where the other ATMs will be in the other cities I go to. Not that I'm that worried about it, but I was like, oh, I'll just pick up a little extra when I start like actually doing more things. And there is Scotiabank. I'm with Scotiabank in Canada, and they have Scotiabanks here in Mexico. So there was one right around the corner from the hostel I was staying at. So I went there to do it, but it was closed on Saturdays. So I was like, oh, it's fine. I come here to buy the ticket, and he's like, cash only. Shit. But they do have an ATM inside that I used. though because it wasn't a Scotiabank ATM, I got charged for using it, which I was trying to avoid that stuff. But anyways, successful. I'm very happy I got the ticket. I'm really looking forward to the show. I've heard great reviews. So now I have a little bit more time to kill before I can like check into the hostel officially and like have somewhere to like just hang out. So I think I'll wander a little bit more, maybe find a cafe. I don't know. This was like the plan for this morning, pre-G Adventures tour meetup, was to get a ticket, and I wanted to get some cash, which I guess I did that as well. So yeah, I think I'll just like wander a little bit more around this area. I successfully found a cafe, checked into the new hostel, and met up with the G Adventures group for dinner, and ended the night with drinks on a rooftop bar. Overall, a very successful day. The first day with G Adventures was a city tour. We drove down to see some of the monuments, including the Angel of Independence and the Monument to the Revolution. We went to the top of the Monument to the Revolution, and despite the hazy weather, it was nice seeing an overview of the city. We drove to Mercado Jamaica for lunch and to wander the market. There were seriously some of the most beautiful flowers I have ever seen there, and I bought some fruit to snack on later. So after the tour, I was thinking about going out to Chapultepec Park, but I was just tired. Wasn't feeling up for it anymore, so just been hanging out at the hostel instead. So we are heading out of the city further south, but before we leave, we've stopped at Xochimilco. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, we'll be here for an hour or so, go through the canals before leaving Mexico City. So I am back in Mexico City. I arrived yesterday evening, but it was a shit show getting from the airport to the hostel again because my taxi driver didn't know where he was going. He went around the long way, hit all of the worst traffic. So I didn't do anything yesterday. But now it is the morning. I am back at the theater and I'm actually gonna go and see the show, which I'm very excited about. I probably won't be able to film anything, but there's lots of like videos online like promoting. So yeah, hopefully it's as good as everyone says it is. Hello, it is Editing Meg here, and clearly I forgot to talk about the ballet while I was still in Mexico. My quickie review is that it is very good, and if you ever have the chance to see the ballet, highly recommend. Go do it. One thing I will say is that I got mezzanine tickets, and the reason I did this is because as someone who grew up dancing, I really wanted to see the full depth of the stage, and I wasn't sure I'd be able to see all the way back from the floor, so I was like, mezzanine's perfect, and they were good seats. However, there were parts of the performance where they would dance up and down the aisles, and for that reason, I kind of wish I bought floor seats. The only other comment I really have about it is that I wish it was longer. It was really good, and I felt that it was just over too fast. So yeah, that's my mini review. After the show, I walked through Chinatown since it was close by, got something quick to eat, and hopped on the subway to get to Chapultepec Park. I headed up to the castle first. It was interesting to see the paintings, objects, and furniture from multiple periods of Mexican history, but I was there on a Sunday. It's free entry for locals on Sunday, which I think is a great idea, and every city should have something like that, but I also didn't know about that beforehand. I ended up going through a little bit faster than I would have otherwise because I was just getting a bit overwhelmed by the crowd. But it was still good to see. I spent some time afterwards just wandering around the park before getting an Uber back to the hostel. I am back at the hostel, and because my flight leaves so early in the morning, like it's 8, but they're telling me to get there 4 hours before. So yeah, it's like 6 o'clock. I'm back at the hostel. I am going to pack my bags, and if I get hungry, I might just get like hostel tacos. There's a restaurant here, so yeah, I think that's how my Mexico City, and really my whole Mexican trip, is ending, though you guys are gonna see the in-between from when I had left Mexico City and now I'm back. Whatever. Yeah, so let's see how the rest of the night goes. But I'm thinking this is gonna be the end.